What up, big homie?
What's up with you?
Ain't nothing shaking. I'm going live.
Okay. You got me good? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. I got you.
Uh-oh, Brazy. Yeah. Looks like they back for a fifth season, man.
Who that?
Sports Roundtable.
Who?
SRT Crew.
Whoa.
SRT. They got that realness flowing in they DNA. Damn you lame if you ain't tuned to SRT today. HO got that payload when he say so. What you betting on? Don't get mad at me on fantasy. Break up Kyrie LeBron. I be smooth as sports superhero Hancock in the mix. Deal with roll tide forever. Real talk, you know who he gon' pick. See where I be with SRT behind the glass. That G-Money. They with a strong. I never lose. 6-man elite. That's J Smooth.
All you other sports radio shows is fake news. Believe it. Turn up your radios, cause it's time for SRT Radio. Yeah.
Uh-oh, Brazy.
Yeah.
Looks like
It's Sports Roundtable, and we're live in your virtual studios. Yes, sir. I am your humble host, HO from Bankhead, and I got the crew with me, baby. Yes, sir. It's gonna be a good one tonight, as it always is. Got my main man Hancock, the professor, the sports superhero, is in the building. What up, Han?
What's up, big homie? What's good with you?
All is good.
What's up, Weezy?
What's happening?
Yes, sir. And down at the bottom, we got my main man. Bama had a week off to recover, and now they got a whole lot to say about the playoffs. The first question I'm gonna ask, not now, but back then, is it unfair that an SEC team can have 2 losses and make the playoffs? But we'll answer that later on down the line. But D Will, what's going on, bro? I see you
What's
been
happening, crew? What it do?
Been doing your thing. Please let everybody know what you're doing in the great state of Alabama, Northern Alabama.
Man, we had our North Alabama Media Day this past Friday, man. Huge success. We were able to have it inside the event center, inside the new arena on Alabama A&M's campus. They were gracious enough to open up the doors and give us the President's Suite, man. Awesome event, man. Everybody turned out. Just so happens, and it was ironic, we did the girls in the morning. We did 10 girls programs in the morning, man. And when they came in to do the media day, how about the girls program was practicing during the media day? So all the girls programs that came in got to watch a Division I practice go on live while they were doing their media day. And 2 girls from Bob Jones High School end up getting offered from the event on Friday. So huge event, man. Very, very big. It was exciting to see. Got to see Deion Sanders' daughter work out a little bit during practice, so got to see her. So it's just a cool event, man. Everything came off without a hitch, man, and hopefully y'all were able to tune in. If not, you can go to Eyeball Radio YouTube page and check out the whole 5-hour event as we went live for 5 hours.
Yeah, I was checking it out for a minute, man. Y'all was doing some good stuff, man. Y'all had everything set up. It was really, really, really nice. And I'm surprised you didn't interview Miss Shalimar just to add a little spice to your video resume.
Well, they was down there getting cussed out, so it was gonna be hard to get on the homeboy because she was snapping on them, man. Like I guess. But here's the thing about it, bro. We got there like 7 o'clock in the morning. The girls' portion of the of media day ended right around 11:30. How about those girls were still in there practicing at 1 o'clock? Wow. By the time we were done with the boys' interviews around 2, how about those girls were back in the gym shooting on the gun? That lets you know how hard it is and how dedicated you got to be a Division I basketball player.
Yes, sir.
Is she living on name, or is she really a good ball player?
Nah, she can shoot it. She can shoot it. She had 14 points in her debut last night. I think she had 4 3-pointers. She can really, she's a shooter. I hadn't seen her do much more than that, but they lean on her to do that. And as she showed last night in their debut, she can do it. She knocked down 4 threes and had 14 points. So I'm going to give her the benefit of the doubt, playing low major Division I college basketball at a SWAC school. That's a big accomplishment, you know. So to see her out there, it means she can play.
Okay.
Yeah. Hey, before we move on, man, we're giving out a couple of more T-shirts tonight, and all you got to do is answer the correct question. When I ask, we're going to have a question per hour. I'm going to ask a question from the interview we had last week with Dr. Sprinkles. She had a lot of information, so I'm going to ask you one question this hour and one question next hour. You can win some SRT gear. Simple as that. Is all it is. Before we get into our hot news, Handy, you don't want to talk about Dak, do you? You want to wait till the
No, I mean we could talk about Dak. I mean the thing is, I'm a realist. I'm a Cowboy fan, but I'm a realist. And my thing on it has been the whole time is that I'd never understood why you would pay a guy $60 million that needs more around him than you're providing. And this is not a knock on Dak in that way. It's just that it didn't make sense as an organization. He's never been the guy that say, okay, y'all jump on my back and I'll lead you to a title. He's not, he just ain't built that way. That's not his thing. Even the success he had early in his career is because everything was in front of him. He had Zeke in his, as his back. He had a great offensive line. He had good receivers in Mari Cooper and we can go on with whatever else was there at the time, tight end. He had everything around him. Now, to his credit, he was much more accurate than I thought he would be coming into the NFL. I'd never thought he would be an accurate passer because to me at Mississippi State, he was more of a running, dual threat like quarterback to me. They used him with his legs because that's just the system they played in. So I was shocked when they used him as a legit, he was drafted as a legit NFL quarterback. So anyway, he had early success, but still, he's never been that guy to that Josh Allen, that Patrick Mahomes, that Lamar Jackson, to put a team on his back and say, okay, I got y'all. He needs help. He needs people around him. And in the offseason, the Cowboys refused to do that. They didn't go out and get him a second wide receiver to go opposite CD. They didn't go out and get a running back when you had two that were available that you could have gotten in Saquon Barkley or Derrick Henry. Both of these guys are in the running and going to be mentioned as MVPs of the league. And you had a chance to get one of them and you did nothing. So for them to do all this, sit tight, not do anything, not getting the help, and then pay him $60 million because they said that's the going rate. That's asinine. That's stupid. And so as an organization, they failed the fan base. It's hard to be a Cowboy fan. I'll be honest with you. They failed as an organization. And I don't know if this comes down from Jerry. I don't know if it comes down from his son, Steven. I don't know who it is. I don't know who's making the real decisions, but man, they got, it's a lot to be desired right now. So that's my take on the whole situation is that this is a wasted year. You got to sit here. You got to think about whether you want to pay Micah Parsons. It's just a bad situation. Do you say, okay, well, we need to rebuild because Dak ain't it. And now you're going to see for the next, if he really goes on IR for 4 to 5 weeks, you're going to be stuck with Cooper Rush as your quarterback. So this season is a waste. It's chalk it up to, wait till next year. It is what it is. It's over.
Well,
that's the way I see it.
Why did you trade for Trey Lance if you go use Cooper Rush?
Look, when they traded for Trey Lance, I didn't understand. Trey Lance is not an NFL quarterback. Let's just be real about it. He's not a backup. He's not an NFL quarterback. The 49ers made their mistake. They knew they made a mistake. They moved on from it. They found a sucker in the Dallas Cowboys, take him off their hands, and they did that. And for you to sign him back, you could have used that money to help sign Derrick Henry or Saquon. You paying him, I guess, $10 million or whatever in that re-sign or whatever they did. That was stupid. Use that money to sign him. Sign one of those guys. But look, man, it's a sad situation. They talked about that Dak, it's been said that they feel like Dak quit on the team this week because of a hamstring, and they're already talking about IR or whatever. But whether he quit, whether he quit on the team or whatever, it doesn't matter. This is a lost season. They didn't do anything in the offseason to make this run, so it is what it is, man. But That's
Will,
state of the union.
you hear how calm he sound when you talking about the Cowboys? I mean, very.
I can't
calm.
believe you just let him go on that long about they sorry ass. Like, why?
They can do
Like,
it.
my goodness, are we the 4-letter network? Like, I don't think we get no extra views for talking about them sorry son of guns. Like,
Yeah.
like who gets what 2 and 8 team or whatever they are get 12 minutes? Come on, Han. I
That's
don't even
what
talk about
happens, though.
Bama that much.
Come on now. We talk about Bama constantly.
No, I say I don't.
Oh, you don't?
Hey,
Come on, D. Will.
hey,
Come
well,
on, D. Will.
I tell you what, if you want to see him get fired up, how about this? D. Will sent me a text this week, and Coach is on the line, and he sent me a screenshot, and he said, "Coach might be on to something. I don't know.
Yep.
I don't know. I might ride. I
Come
might
back in
give
the
a call
camera,
with Coach."
Han. Come back in the camera.
He said, "I
Oh,
might
God.
give a call with Coach."
Oh,
So,
God.
Coach
D.
is
Will.
on the line, and D. Will,
D.
go
Will, you
ahead.
better get D. Will, if you go get in that car, make sure you got a bus card because you're going to need some transportation. I'm just saying.
Hey, listen. I ain't in there.
He said, Hancock might be paying the bill at Big Easy Grill is what he said. Oh,
Hey,
oh,
he had 25 last night, right?
yeah.
What's his average right now? We even with the 25. What he average?
Probably 2.5.
I bet it ain't no more than 6.5. Can't be.
Yeah, probably not.
Probably.
So I feel pretty confident. He got to rattle off some 25s. He got to keep going. It's got to be a whole lot of 25.
He had 11 and 6.
Oh, that's more than what I thought.
Yeah,
That's way more than I
11
thought.
and 6. 11.1, 6.5 rebounds.
Yeah.
And,
Well, that's
and Hancock coach said hello.
What's up, Coach? You do Coach know his way to the Big Easy?
I'm pretty sure he does.
He got MapQuest though. We'll get him there.
Yeah, GPS, MapQuest, somebody. All right, fellas, we go do some. First of all, let me tell you, what we got coming on. We got E-Dub, the Hawks beat coming on at 7:45. Talk about the Hawks, and then on tonight we got the New York Knicks in town. And you already know how I feel about anything and anybody from New York, right?
Yeah. Well, I know we're gonna talk Hawks, but they been one big game in the NBA tonight, big homie.
What we got? Oh yeah, I already
Golden State in Boston.
Yeah,
that's the big game tonight.
Yeah. You already did your pride picks on it?
As we speak, I'm doing that.
Okay, yeah, because it is time. It's definitely time. So before we get into the hot news, how many did Tatum go for tonight?
Oh, he going for about close to 40.
Okay,
my thing is anything over 35 to 40. I believe that's where he's gonna win.
My floor is 27 because that's what he averages. He's gonna get at least that, but I think he's going for 35 plus.
Yeah, I do too. Hey,
listen, and if he actually get hot, it might be a 50 ball.
It might be. Yeah, he going at him. He gonna shoot it tonight.
And Jaylen Brown is out tonight too, so it's all on him.
Yeah, no doubt.
So does his teammates help him get the 50 ball tonight? Or
they gonna give it to him tonight.
Oh yeah.
No doubt. He gets his all the shots are his. Minutes he wants tonight.
Yeah, you get ready for that.
Okay, Han. Your cousin got a message for you.
Yeah, he does. Paul George returns to LA.
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty decent too, because I think that wasn't a settled situation on his exit. So yeah, that's something too. And I don't think he wanted to leave LA. I really don't think he wanted to leave LA.
They just wouldn't give him his money.
So I agree with you, cuz that's a good one too. Should be good.
All right. Yes, sir. All right, man. With that being said, let's jump into some hot news. Yes, sir. The hot news sponsored by my big old friends at Big Easy Grill. 1193 Collier Road, Big Easy Grill. The #1 spot for some Louisiana seafood. Best in town. Trust me when I tell you. Coach and Hancock, yeah, well, Hancock no, but Coach, you'll find out soon. The Big Easy Grill, the place to be, 1193 Collier Road, crab claws, shrimp so big you gotta bite them twice. Shrimp po' boy, catfish nuggets. I mean, gator chili. I mean, all that. Anything and more. Big Easy Grill, let them know SRT sent you. Mention SRT, Sports Roundtable, and you get 10% off any meals, $25 or more. All right, fellas. Even on the bye week, Colorado Buffaloes and Deion Sanders get talked about. Yeah, even in the bye week. They didn't even play. And let me tell you why. Kansas State lost, Iowa State lost. So now they talking about if the Colorado Buffaloes win the conference, they in the playoffs. And if they get to the playoffs, woo, it's going to be a whole bunch of folks eating crow. Jason Whitlock. Like I said, it's going to be a whole bunch of folks eating crow. And then they got to wait and see who's going to offer him a bag to get out of Colorado.
Florida State.
All right, so Han, I'm gonna start with you. Your thoughts on them being in the limelight even during the bye week?
Well, I mean, when you have a guy at the top of your program in prime, you're gonna always get the limelight. I mean, whenever his name is mentioned, it's not like it's Colorado Buffaloes and Deion Sanders. It's Deion Sanders and the Colorado Buffaloes. I mean, he has the list. He's the lightning rod. So, I think college football and networks, everybody wants him in they would love to have him in the playoff. I mean, to have that name and that push, that's going to drive ratings. You know, it's one of those love or hate situations. There's no in between on Deion. You feel one way or the other about him. You know, it's like nobody's just, that's Deion. It's either, man, I can't stand Deion, or it's, I'm a fan, man. I love what he's doing in the program. So there's no in between. So either way, that's going to drive ratings. But sometimes not playing and letting everything kind of develop in front of you can help a program. Look, Bama got back in the playoff picture by not even having to play with everything that happened in front of them. Mm-hmm. So people losing and some of the so-called players for the 12, they kind of stubbed their toes. All that Army and Navy crap is out of the way now. Both of them have lost. So I mean, we don't have to worry about that. So that's all shaken out. I think they have to sort out now the Big Ten situation because they got to beat up on each other. Thing that happened with the SEC, everybody in America knows it's the most competitive, best conference in America. But when they beat up on each other, they take a hit and they drop. And it never has made sense to me. If you know they're the best conference and they beat each other and they're the better teams, why should that even be a hindrance, or should it be a detractor from you putting them in the playoff? They're the best teams, so they should be in. It just makes total sense to me. But anyway, I think not having to play this week, getting a week for everything to just dust to settle. Yeah, it helped Prime a lot. It helped Colorado a lot.
Before I move to you, D. Will, if they make the playoffs, would you have to eat crow? Would you be surprised?
I don't think I eat no crow. I'm happy. I would be surprised. I didn't say that I didn't say anything about them not making the playoff. I didn't think they would make it. But my thing on it was from last year. I knew he had skill position. The thing that would hold them back had to be the line play. They had to have big guys. They had to get guys that could stop the run and be able to run the football. We knew that they would be able to pass. We knew that they'd be able to play in the secondary with the athletes they had. But no, I don't think I'm eating any crow because I'm happy about it. Like I said, I wasn't one of these people saying they were going to make the playoffs, but no, I didn't say they weren't either. So no, I'm not eating any crow.
Weezer, what you got? Surprise? Or what you think about
Yeah, I'm surprised. I didn't expect Colorado to be 6-2 at this point in the season. I didn't analyze their schedule to the point where I say, oh, this is a win, this is a loss. However, like Hans said, coming off of last year, I didn't expect much. I knew they had really good skill position players, but I still didn't think they were probably ready to compete. Now, granted, they are playing in a conference where the way they're constructed, they can compete due to the competition that they play against on a night-to-night basis. So, am I surprised? I think Prime is a hell of a coach, right? I think he is a top-tier, top-level coach. So when you got a top-tier, top-level coach with talent playing in a conference where it's not that hard, well, you're probably expecting Colorado to be sitting there 6-2 right now, right? So in that regard, I'm not surprised. However, I'm surprised that they've done it up until this point. I will say this though, if they're able to win the conference and get into the playoff and get a bye week, then all hell gonna break loose. Like let's just keep it real. You will not be able. Here's the part about it though. It will be more people talking about it to hate than it is Deion sticking his chest out like I told y'all so. Right? Because people are going to be, like you just asked Han about eating crow. It's going to be more than crow. It's going to be egg on the face. It's going to be tarred and feathered. It's going to be a lot of people, Paul Feinbaums and others, who out there who really, really went hard on Colorado early in the season when they caught those early losses. And now that they've been on this roll, they're trying to retract and jump on the bandwagon and say, oh, I never really said that. I said this. Right. However, we know what you said in actuality. Right. So my point is, I'm happy for Deion, and I think that, but we're only 3/4 of the way through the season, y'all. It's a whole quarter of the season to go. That is a lot of time and a lot of games and a lot of minutes on the clock to be played to get out in front of ourselves, including a conference championship and, if luckily, a playoff berth. So let me see them get through these last 4 games. Right? Let me see them look the part in these last 4 games and win them before I can say, okay, yeah, let's anoint them. Because if they can do that, then yeah, everybody gonna have egg on their face and eating crow. It's gonna be a good little meal.
Yeah. All right. Before I get to the next question, I want to ask you, Hancock, this.
Right.
Deion and his teams at Jackson State went to back-to-back Celebration Bowls, and he lost both games. He goes to Colorado. After that, only wins 4 games with high expectations. And a lot of these naysayers and people that D. Will just referenced has had a very good target and has some narrative of questioning Deion Sanders' coaching ability. Now, by them being on this roll, and if they make the playoffs, does this erase any kind of coaching question that he has, and he can pretty much pick any school in the nation to go to if he so choose?
I think he's going to be able to pick most any school anyway, because you turn around a program at Colorado that was dead, and you made. I mean, look at people watch. It's the ratings that when Colorado plays. For a school that's on in the western part of the United States, way out there in no man's land, for people on the East Coast to wait on him. My dad he asks me every week what time Prime them play. That lets you know the level of what I'm saying. It's reaching all levels. People understand. Women, female, my wife. Hey, how did Colorado do this week? You know, it's an interest there. So when you have a buzz around you, it doesn't matter. Prime tomorrow, I'm pretty sure there are already feelers, because everybody knows that the Shador is leaving. So they're like, okay, that's really the hold up right there. Shador is leaving, Travis is leaving, and probably not so good 21 leaving. So
he ain't got no choice. He been in college 12 years. Yeah,
so he's going. So the thing is, they're like, well, what are the ties really at Colorado for Prime to stay? Nothing. There are no ties. There are going to be checks coming his way if they aren't already circulating. I'm sure everybody at Florida State, if you're a fan or whatever, you like, go and see if we can get it, because ain't nothing going on down here with what we doing at our program. I mean, it's dead, and they need a jump start. They should have hired Prime anyway, but they didn't do that. But that's hindsight, because I was okay with the hire they had before. I thought he was going to be decent. Anyway, that's a whole nother story. But yeah, I think that there are going to be a lot of checkbooks open, big homie. There are going to be some people trying to get him out of Colorado because he's proved, you're talking about his coaching. Maybe, I mean, the one thing about coaching, you got to have talent, and he's shown he can bring talent in. So that's the biggest thing. His name and what he's done at Colorado is already stated. I can get the kids to come, and we can coach them up because he's winning.
So what they say, it ain't about X's and O's.
Jimmy's and Joe's.
Come on, man.
Hey, I ain't trying to start nothing, but I just got to put this message up there. Somebody got some receipts on both of you guys. So I'm gonna let y'all.
Oh, no, I did not.
No, that was maybe last year, but I didn't say no 4 games this year. Not me. I know I didn't say no 4 games this year.
I know I ain't say under on 4. No.
I don't know what Cuz talking about that. Big homie, roll back the tape.
Roll the tape.
Roll the tape. Because I know I didn't say no 4 games. Oh. Nah.
It wasn't you.
That was last year. Last year, you know I said that last year, big homie. I said maybe 5, 4.5, 5 last year.
Call me Shaggy. It wasn't me.
I know I didn't say that this year because I said what he needed was line play. Long as he got some big dogs, he had a chance.
Yeah, let me see what old Bob say. My Braves guy. Hope Bob feeling well. I hope you're feeling well, Bob. Hope you getting that rehab back together. We need to go bowling. Let's see, he has the buzz because it's Colorado. If he lost 3 to 4 games in the real conference, he will be unemployed. Okay, I can.
And that's the narrative. That's the national narrative that Bob is spewing right there. That's what I mean. Because as I said to you, this is what I said. I hate that Dion put such a target on the kid's back because I thought last year he did that and it backfired. This year, I don't think he's talked as much, but in the beginning, it still is a huge target on the kids, and it's a pressure thing. Because once you do have that buzz, trying to live up to the buzz they had last year, that's what I was afraid of, because it was huge last year. It was something we hadn't seen in a while. But again, I think that it's always people, and this is not Bob, but what I'm saying is I think people are waiting to pounce. Your Paul Feinbaums, your Jason Whitlocks, people like that, waiting for to be able to say, I told you so. Look at them now. Right? Look how they losing. And that's what I said this year. I said that to you, big homie. I said, I hate that he does that because I know they're waiting to pounce on him. That's what I said. I know I told you that. But as far as him proving people wrong, I'm ecstatic. I hope he continues to do it.
Right.
Okay, here we go. I think Marta trying to get back on your good side now. Oh no, that's Cuz trying to get on.
Nah, Cuz trying to get on our bad side.
Yeah. let me go back. Okay, there we go. Florida State really has egg on their face for not hiring him from the beginning.
Yeah, they should have. But hindsight, like I said, I think that honestly, if you've been around football anyway, for somebody to come in with basically no background in coaching to be a head coach, you always look at it like, really, is he over his head? Does he know what he's doing? I think that's just human nature, but he went down to Jack State and turned that program. So he's 2 for 2 in turnaround program. So, hey, he's earned the right to get a shot wherever he wants to go. Yeah, at all levels.
So let me really ask a real serious question, and this is the question that he's going to be faced after this season. Does he really want to go back to Florida State, or does he really want to go to the NFL and follow his kids?
Yeah, I don't know.
It depends on if he wants to be a head coach. If he wants to be a head coach, he's going to college. He's not going to get an NFL head coaching job, so that's not going to happen. And he's not going to get and he's not going to get a coordinator job. So unless he's willing to be basically demoted to go to the NFL, sure. But what role does Deion Sanders play outside of a head coach? Deion Sanders is a head coach. He is a leader of men. How good of a coach is he? We're still not able to see because he's never been a coordinator. He's never been a offensive coordinator or quarterbacks coach that we know of, just his high school days, right? So to see that would be a question. So I don't think NFL speaks to Deion. I think another college job where he can be a dictator speaks to Deion.
Okay, I can see that.
I agree with you, D. Will. I'm not sure that I don't even know if any owners are ready to bring him in to be a head coach. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. I don't even know if anybody will take that jump. But I do agree, like college level, in any coaching position in college, I think, yeah, he's a guy. He can't go backwards. He's got to be a head man wherever he goes.
One thing about it, though, I will say this. One thing about it, I will just bear with me for a second. If any NFL coach or owner brings Deion Sanders in, don't you think they looking at that as an investment because they know money will follow?
And that's all that matters in the NFL.
That's my point.
But here's the thing about it. If he loses, you ain't going to have him for long anyway. So how much money is he really going to generate you?
Yeah. You know, in the climate of the world right now, you know, Deion might not play well in this climate that after whatever, you know, what's going on in this world. So I'm just being real about it. You know, he's got to keep winning because you know, he's got to keep winning. Let's just put it like that.
All right, let's move on to our next one. Cam Ward, did he separate himself from everybody going to New York with, I think, did he have a 5-touchdown game or a 4-touchdown game or something like that? But either way, 4 or 5, Cam Ward he's on the radar. So my question is, did he separate himself from everybody? Did he distance himself? When the invitation for New York comes out, does he get the first invitation? D, I'm gonna start with you, Weezy.
Yeah, but I don't know about y'all, but the Heisman race is weak as hell. Like it's not really a lot of. It's some really good players. Like Cam Ward he's been doing his thing, right? He's been exactly what Miami needed. He showed that he is a formidable quarterback, that he is next level, that he's big time. He showed all those adjectives, right? However, if you look after Cam Ward, who else is there, right? Shador's not in the running. They're not giving him love because they're not going to give 2 players off the same team, especially a 2-loss team, that much love. So Shador's not in the running, and we know this to be a quarterback award. Do we really think Travis Hunter can win it? As everybody loves what he does on a week-to-week basis, nobody thinks he can actually win the Heisman. Then you go to, who else is it? The running back out of Boise State, Genty. He been playing a JV schedule all year, and they didn't lost this year. So my thing is, it's not a packed field. Let me say that. It's not like it's a super packed field where it's uber competitive. So yeah, Cam Ward is playing the best on literally the best team. Carson Beck ain't playing worth nothing. Ohio State ain't got no quarterback. Dylan Gabriel hadn't got a sniff of the Heisman because he's more of a system at Oregon than it is him lighting it up. So it's really just not a lot of competition. So it's kind of defaulted to Cam Ward because he is playing the best. And we know that the next best person out there would either be Shador, who's getting no love, or Travis, who's not going to win it because of the position he plays. So is Cam Ward deserving? Yes, because he's lighting it up. But let's keep it real. It's not like it's a packed field to begin with.
All right. Han with a question from Cuz in the chat. But you can go ahead and answer. You can do everything you need to.
I'm not sure that he's a better quarterback because I think that in the NFL, I think the things that Shador does, staring down the barrel of that oncoming rush, standing in that pocket, delivering that football, I've seen him take it in the chops and make beauty throws that the NFL type throws. not just standing, making sure that he's reading, going second progression, and all that. I think Cam's going to be a good NFL quarterback, but right now I think I still have Shador ahead. But I just take a little bit different than that. I think I do agree that it's a light field for the Heisman this year. I don't think Ashton Genty. I don't think he can win it. Maybe if they can somehow get in the playoffs or whatever, really make a push. But I just don't think he can do it. I think Gabriel is outside shot. I think the kid from Indiana has an outside shot if they win because of this climate. But I do think he has a chance. But when it comes down to Cameron Ward and Travis, right now, what I looked at, and Athlon has their race as Travis, it's pretty much a dead heat. They're both plus 185. But they got Travis a little bit ahead in the leading for the Heisman right now. But I do think Travis can win it. And I think he can win it because they pub him because of these every game he has there on television. And every game he's putting up over 120 yards, couple touchdowns, pass breakups, and he's always on the field. He's making blocks down the field. They highlight everything he does. You know, he's directing traffic, doing a run, making a screen block for a guy to get in the end zone. So he's doing everything. He's blocking. He's receiving the ball. He's covering. I don't think he returns kicks anymore, but he's contributing to wins. It's not like he's catching a pass. He's getting 9-10 targets a game. He's catching 7-8 targets for 120 yards, a touchdown. Then there's an interception. There have been plays broken up where he's come up with a big hit at the goal line and knock a ball loose. So every time I hear that they say, well, he doesn't have these moments, but I think they moved the goalposts. He has a lot of moments. Maybe they aren't quite Heisman moments that rival what Cam Ward has had to win games. I do give him that. He's had to win games, but they haven't been on the national TV level. Like, well, I guess they were. They were ESPN. They were, standalone games. So I give him that. But I just think that the other thing that Travis has is that he has Prime. He has Dion. Look, I don't know how many players they fly in for game day because I haven't been watching game days on Saturday, but I know this past Saturday, he was flown in to get on the set at game day at another college football game. That's different. That's different. So I think he has a legit shot to win the Heisman. I think he's front and center, and the name everybody knows. So I don't know. We'll see. I'm leaning right now. I got him as winning it. I might be wrong, but I think he's going to win it.
All right, I got Dez. Dez is chiming in and want to see if y'all can do him a favor.
Nah, keep throwing it. I need them to lose. Keep throwing it. Trust Beck. Throw 4 more picks.
He's putting it up. He's putting it up, no doubt. And he turned it over.
Yeah. I don't know. Is he colorblind? What's going on? He don't know what uniform to throw it to.
Man, right. I don't know.
All right. Before I move forward, I know D Will said he got the role. So D Will, please let everybody know what's going on with you, where they can find you.
Hey man, I'm in Selma tomorrow. Selma, Alabama. We got the West Alabama Media Day tomorrow, man, from 9 a.m. to 12. We got a lot of I see you, cuz. We got a lot of West Alabama teams, a lot of those lower classification teams, man. We're trying to bring exposure to everybody we possibly can, man. So about to hit the road right now. I got some traveling to do, man. So before we get on to that tomorrow, so I'm going to be in Selma in the morning. I'm going to be in Huntsville tomorrow night for the Bob Jones Huntsville High game. Back in Montgomery on Friday. Then we got LSU on Saturday. Then I'm back on the road on Tuesday, man. So we're going to try to get some lives in between it. We're probably going to move the lives from Tuesday nights to Monday nights. So we'll go Monday and Thursday instead of Tuesday and Thursday because Tuesday is just going to be tough with basketball season starting. That's when most games are played. So y'all just catch me on YouTube, man. I'm already on YouTube page.
Yes,
hold it down, Reese.
Before you leave, I only got one question. I'm going to tell you what I was doing this weekend. Before you leave, D. Will, I'm going to tell you what I was doing. I was online debating whether I should buy my Final Four tickets this week or next week. Cooper Flag, man. Cooper Flag.
Oh,
Constant
God.
nipple.
Oh God.
I mean,
Who they playing? Who they playing? Brewster Academy High School. All right, I'm just saying,
Yeah.
man. Like,
Yeah.
talk about the other cats that you got out there that's shooting it. Like, yeah, they out there shooting it. Let's talk about them. But Han, I'm glad you said that. Before I go, Han, you gotta watch college basketball. If you're not, you're sleeping, bro.
Okay.
Did you see them? Alabama Crimson Tide.
You say you gonna watch all the Duke games this year?
No, Big Homie, don't lie on me.
Hey, watch the Alabama Crimson Tide, Han. They are worth the price of admission.
Okay.
That's fun basketball to watch.
I'll check them out, D.
Yep. Check them out.
I'll check them out.
They're number 2 in the country.
Okay. Hey, for you, how bad is Ace Bailey hurt? What's up with him? Because I want to see this kid.
Yeah, hopefully it's not too serious. But he does have got a little problem. Now he's good, Han. Like I have him challenging Cooper Flag for the number 1 pick. I know it's a consensus, right? But I got to see that Cooper Flag can consistently score the basketball at a high level. Ace Bailey has shown he is a bucket. He's a 25-point per night guy. I hadn't seen Cooper Flag be that even through his high school career. If he can show that I can get 20-plus points a night in multiple ways, then I'll think he's that good. But until I see that, other than just the athleticism and motor, because that's all I've seen from Cooper Flag is athleticism and motor. I ain't seen a bunch of games. Ace Bailey showed a bunch of games, so I would take him right now. But Cooper Flag is good because I don't want to hurt Big H.O. feelings.
All right, one more thing. AJ Batista or Corey Pete?
I'm taking Coy.
Really?
Yeah, I like Coy.
He got it down to 4 now.
Yeah, I did see that. I like Coy. Coy's just a big kid, man. Like, you can't teach that size and that skill set. You know what I mean? But AJ Diabonte is the best player I've seen in a bunch of years, bro. To be 6'10", doing what he does, like, Han, if you hadn't seen AJ Diabonte is playing at Utah Prep, that's probably gonna go to BYU.
Yeah, they got a $9 million NIL for him.
He is the real deal. I think he's the next NBA superstar.
So what is this, though? Is this a rebellion against the Blue Bloods? These guys like Ace Bailey, I'm sure he could have gone anywhere in the country, but he goes to Rutgers. This dude you're telling me about is going to BYU. These aren't household name colleges that have always been in the mix for national championships. So is it the NIL thing? Is it that they're trying to just make a name at different schools? Are they following their friends? They're going, what's the deal? Is it package? What's happening with that?
It's all about the money, Han, period. Right? Nowadays, I don't have to go to a blue blood or a major conference to even get the competition or the bag, right? Because back in the day, if you were going to BYU, you ain't getting no money, right? Now you can go to BYU and get money. So I don't have to go wherever I want to go. And it's a package deal for him at BYU. Him and the other kid, I can't remember his name. It's like Moiset, something like that. He's also a Team USA player who's also at Utah Prep. They play together at Utah Prep. They're probably going to go to BYU together. So it's everything you just said. It's a combination of it all. I don't have to go blue blood. I can get my bag at a small school and I can team up with my friends and go play college basketball. So it's kind of a conglomerate of all of it together.
Gotcha.
All right. So I tell you what, next week or week after, let's just do a full-fledged on college basketball and see where it's going and things of that nature, because there was an issue when Cooper played, and they said that he signed with New Balance, but he wearing Nike at Duke. So they were like, "Well, what's the problem? How is that possible?"
You got to get a waiver. He probably they probably denied his waiver.
My resources says that the school that has the sponsorship is first, and then you can do that. Outside of anything Duke events, he can wear his New Balance. But everything Duke event, he has to wear Nike.
Well, here's the other part. He can apply for a waiver. right? My nephew, they wear Under Armour at UNC Dub. He's wearing Nikes because we applied for a waiver because we said, hey, he's been wearing Nikes his whole career. It fits his foot. This is what we do. Whoop, de whoop, de whoop. Injuries. He's had ankle problems. So we gave him the whole shebang. So he's able to wear Nikes at an Under Armour school, right? It's all about politics, man. You get that waiver. And Cooper Flag probably didn't care to get the waiver, right? He got all that bread. Who cares? He probably enjoys wearing Nikes more than he enjoys wearing New Balance in the first place, right? So it's a way around it. However, he probably just didn't take that. And that's true, Big H.O. Your source is correct. Whenever you're in the capacity of the university, you're going to see him in the branded sweatsuit for the team and the sponsor, and they're going to have those shoes on. But they should be able to play in a game in the shoe that they want to if they file that waiver.
Yeah, I didn't think he wanted to ruffle any feathers, and I think he ended up, and I don't know a lot of people know this. I don't know a lot of people know this, but New Balance headquarters is in Maine, which is where Cooper Flag is from.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, it could have been, and from what I'm hearing, the family, University of Maine, everybody getting shoes from New Balance at that particular point. Yeah,
I'm pretty sure University of Maine will be sponsored by New Balance next year. I'm pretty sure because that's where his little brother going. So yeah,
twin brother actually.
Yeah, I call him little because he's small.
Yeah. All right, bro. I'm gonna let you go. Got my main man E-Dub coming on. Finna do our Hawks report. All right, D-Will. We'll holler at you next week, bro.
Take it easy,
man. Y'all have a good show. For sure.
All right. Yes, sir. All right, let me put my Hawks beat in. There we go. Hawks beat. There he is, everybody. My main man, E-Dub.
What's up, E-Dub?
What's going on, brothers? How you living?
Good.
Yes, sir. As I watch the Hawks go up 12-7, E-Dub is chilling at the house and watching the game. It must have gonna be too crowded for you so you can take notes. So you said I'm gonna just go.
Hey, as much as I dislike the big main attraction games, I just had some family stuff I had to attend to. I couldn't make it down there tonight, so I'm doing the virtual thing tonight.
All right. So, the first question is this. First of all, how you doing? Hope everything is well. I'm liking the salt and pepper that you got going on. The first thing is, does the Hawks have any identity yet? Have we seen it in the first, how many games? 6 games.
I think they're still searching for that. I think that they definitely are in the midst of a retool. They realized that the Trey and the Dejounte thing wasn't working, and so they went in a different direction. And so they're trying to figure it out. They're trying to ingratiate a young rookie. They're trying to ingratiate new players that they have who are playing valuable minutes. Dyson Daniels and all these guys that they brought over. So it's kind of a work in progress.
But
to answer your question, no, we haven't seen the identity.
I didn't think so because I was going to answer it for you. But how has the overall first round pick looked to you, and what are we looking forward to based on the small amount of games that he's played so far?
Well, he's looked exactly like I thought he would look. Now, I'm more of the side that rookies, when they come into the league, they're just not going to be good ball players. Like it's hard. It's very few rookies that just come in and dominate, and he's no exception. He's learning. With all of these brash of injuries, he's getting valuable experience. But he does show flashes. There's flashes of him moving without the ball. He's a serviceable defender. The Hawks really like his length. His 3 ball's not really falling right now, but that is something that they feel that once the game starts to slow down for him, that he'll be able to add and with the spacing. So there's elements to like about the kid, but right now he's just been average, and average is okay because you kind of knew that's what you were getting,
DeAndre Hunter is hurt again. I don't know what to make of that. I don't know what to say of that. Even before he got hurt, to you, was he at least looking better than expected? Or is this, or can we consider him injury prone at this particular point?
Oh yeah, it's more than safe to say he's injury prone at this time. That knee's been giving him problems for the last 4 years, and then we've done this every year with DeAndre. Um, and that's why people got so upset when he got his money
Yeah.
because the man he's injury prone. And the crazy thing about it, last year when he was on the court, he actually had a decent year. Like when he was playing, he actually had good numbers. He was shooting, he was effective. Like he had a decent year last year for all intents and purposes when he played. But you just know that with him, you probably gonna miss 15 to 20 games every year because of that knee. It's gonna swell up, it's gonna do what it do, he gonna miss games.
Mm. Speaking of getting money, Jalen Johnson got a bag. Woo, a 30 bone. Well deserved, should have waited, or describe that them extending him for a 30 piece per year.
I actually think that's a good deal based on the market. Because 30 mil right now, if you're getting him while he's on the uptick, if he is what you think he is, and everyone believes that, he's going to get better. By the time he gets better, you're still capping him at 30 mil a year. So if it's 3 or 4 years down the road, and he's putting up all-star numbers, you're still paying 30 mil, because in 30 mil in a few years, it's not going to be that much money. So if you're looking from a long-term standpoint, I think it's a good investment for the Hawks, and getting them just that flat 30 every year. I mean, he kind of left some money on the table, if you ask me. But more power to him. I'm not really a fan of long-term contracts. I'm more of the LeBron school of thought, where you give me one and a possible, and every year we're gonna renegotiate, because every year that NBA money gonna get more. It's gonna get more and more. So if you lock yourself into a fixed rate over 3 to 5 years, like, you're almost doing yourself a disservice.
Right.
Hold on, let me see. Dez in the chat. What are y'all talking about? I like him. I'd like to see him on another team.
We
That's
like
good.
Hunter too. And the crazy thing about it is, a lot of folks wanted Hunter, of course, in the offseason. They wanted Hunter and Capella gone, and they wanted all of these things to happen. But trades don't just happen like that in the NBA, and now, he's injured again. So he doesn't even have a chance to add value to him, So I don't know, man. I wish the brother much success and much peace and health, but
Yeah.
I don't know, man. We're gonna see.
This might be my most intriguing / difficult question that I've asked over the time that we've known each other. And this is about Jalen Johnson. What position does he play? Does he play the 4? Does he play the 3? Does he play the 2? Hell, I didn't even seen him play the 1 at some point. What position does Jalen Johnson actually play? Is he? Oh, he's just a basketball player, and Quinn just say, go out there and just be the best player you can be.
Jalen Johnson is a 4. He's more of a point 4, who can bring the ball up, kind of like Scottie Pippen was kind of like a point forward. That's kind of what they like for Jalen. He's a very good rebounder. That's why they pair him with a Kongu a lot, because a Kongu is not a strong rebounder. So he's a 4 that can rebound, who can start a break. He's a good passer, and so they don't want to limit him to just being a traditional 4 in the ways that we kind of knew the 4. So he's a 4. He's a point forward. When he was in College Park, he even played a little 5. Very versatile. This year was the first year they tried him a little bit at the 3 because of all the injuries. I didn't really like that too much, but his natural position is a 4. He's a point forward with a pretty deep skill set. So, that's what he is.
Well, you answered that pretty easy, my brother. I think you was prepared for that one.
Well, when you've been doing this as long as I have, no.
Yeah, I agree. So I thought Trey had a rib injury. Didn't know if he was going to play tonight, but I see him out there playing tonight. Is there any what update did you get about Trey tonight?
Yeah, he wasn't on the injury report. Trey's a tough guy. Like Trey hasn't missed many games in his career. He's gonna thug it out as best he can. But he started out tonight 0 for 5. So I mean, he may be playing, but I'm not sure how healthy it is. Now he does have 5 dimes, and that's the thing you get with Trey Young. Even if his shot isn't falling, he's gonna make sure everyone gets involved, and that's an asset for him. So yeah, you got to tip your cap for him. He wants to be there for his team, and he's thugging it out tonight, I guess.
Is Garrison Matthews playing his way into a longer deal for the Atlanta Hawks?
I don't know, man, but that boy can shoot. That boy can shoot.
Yeah,
He's making it. I'm not saying he's making it very easy for them to maybe move on from Bogey. I would never say that, but his shooting has been really valuable. His shooting has been keeping the Hawks in games at sometimes. But he's a tremendous defensive liability, like tremendously. But if you're looking at instant offense, that's your boy because he knows what he's good at. He's gonna come in there, he's gonna shoot that thing. Garrison Matthews is going to have a long career in the NBA, whether it's in Atlanta or somewhere else, because you can always find spot for a shooter on your team. Kyle Korver, and all those guys who stuck around, JJ Redick, all those guys stuck around in the league for a long time until they just felt like giving it up. So that's going to be the same with Garrison Matthews because he's not going to promise you nothing. He's not going to deliver. He's not going to promise you that he's going to play no defense. But he's gonna come in there, he's gonna shoot that thing.
Yeah, Hancock says shooting is the all-time equalizer in basketball. So
all time,
man.
That's the equalizer. Yes, sir. So with that being said, let's talk about Quinn Snyder for a second. How much of a hot seat or pressure is on Quinn Snyder this year with what he has to prove with the first year of Trey and DeJounte not being together?
I don't know if it's hot. I would always say, like every coach in the NBA, the seat is always mildly warm. Like everybody, and outside of Popovich, like all the seats are always mildly warm, because it's not really about the coaches anymore. It's about the players, and so if a player makes that call up to the front, then the coach is gone. That's just that's the league we live in. I think if anything, this is an important year for Quinn because this is Trey's contractual year before he can opt in or opt out, and so he's married to Trey, and that's I personally thought that he was going to be here longer than Trey, but we'll see how it turns out. But it's a very important year for him. Now, I don't know what ownership expects from him with all these injuries. Because with Bogey out, with Vid out, with Kobe Buffkin out, with DeAndre Hunter out, currently constructed, this is a 20-win team right here. Like I love Trey, I love Jalen, but you're not going to win many games with this crew. They just don't have the depth. They don't have the shooting. You're 20-something games with this crew. Now, Bogey is coming back. Kobe's coming back, and all those guys are coming back, but it's going to be interesting to see how they tread water. But as far as him being on the hot sheet, I wouldn't say it was hot. I would just say kind of mildly warm. And, we'll see. I mean, I haven't really been a fan of some of the rotations he's done with the centers and the matchups, but he's got kind of a bad hand in Uno, if you know what that is, when you got nothing but red sevens and you got no draw forward, no skips. You don't have nothing in that hand. So, he's doing the best he can with what he got. You know what I mean?
All right, let's talk about the additions to the Hawks. You got Dyson Daniels, you got the number 2 guy, Wallace.
Keaton Wallace, yeah.
You got Wallace.
Larry Nance Jr.
Larry Nance Jr.
You got David Roddy.
Yeah, Roddy. That's the guy I was thinking about.
And then you
Roddy.
got the Rook, Reese Shea. You got the G League guys, Mo Gay and all those guys in the G League who got 2-way contracts. So, yeah.
I'm talking mostly about the signings. Which signing has impressed you the most thus far, or the signings or the trades?
Oh, definitely Dyson Daniels. I mean,
That's the thing.
yeah, he's the perimeter defender that the Hawks have needed since the Trae Young era. Like he is really good defensively. Like he's super good. A lot of the stuff that he does doesn't show up on the stat sheet. I mean, he's lit top. You know, he's in the top of the league in steals already. Like he pressures the ball. Like he makes the whole unit play a little bit better. And it's good to have a guy like that because you have a young, impressionable rookie, Shea, who looks at this guy and says, oh, that's how you defend. You know, within the past, you didn't really have that. I mean, you had guys who were kind of quasi good defenders, but like not like on the level that Dyson Daniels is. But he's been the biggest surprise to me. And I always thought that backcourt kind of made a little bit more sense than him and DeJounte anyway. Because you got to pair Trae with a guy who was a heavy defender and hopefully a shooter. And Dyson is 1 out of 2. So you can't beat that.
Now, the David Roddy kind of impressed me a little bit. Give us a little take on what we should expect from a David Roddy and what he is. He sort of reminds me of the guy we just lost, who was the big tough husky guy, who was with the Hawks last year, Sadiq.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Sadiq's much better than David Roddy. David Roddy's just a serviceable guy, 6'4", he's about 250. He has an okay offensive game. He's a serviceable guy. You don't want him to have to play 20 minutes a night, but if on a night where you have guys out, he's a guy that he can come in there and play. A very, very, how can I say this nicely? He's not really a good defender. And to this season, like so far, he may be the Hawks' worst defender on the squad. And that's just because I watch a lot of Hawks basketball. Like I can say unequivocally, he might be the Hawks' worst defender, but offensively, he's serviceable. He's a good team player and, he's a good kid, so that's the skinny on David Roddy.
What about this Wallace kid? He just came in the game.
Oh, listen, that's my guy. Like Keaton Wallace, like I am a firm believer in Keaton Wallace gang, man. I covered Keaton Wallace last year when he was in College Park. His brother Kason plays with OKC. And Keaton just plays with a dog mentality. He doesn't have a skill set like a traditional point guard. He's just a ball player. Tremendously talented defensively, athletic. He's starting to get a little confidence into his shot. He's making use of the opportunity that he's been given. And I said earlier that Bogey doesn't have to worry about Garrison Matthews, but I tell you what, Kobe Buffkin might have to worry about Keaton Wallace because Keaton, he's making the best of his opportunity. And I just love everything he did. I love how he carries himself. Like he's not fearful. And so he's got that chutzpah that the Hawks has desperately needed, and I love having him on the squad.
Well, he just hit a 3. As you must have talked him.
There
up.
It is. There it is.
He just hit a 3. You talked him all the way up. All right, my last question is this: what is it that from how we started to how of the ceiling that we could have, because we've seen them have a high ceiling at some point, sometimes. If they happen to beat New York, I think the momentum starts to start to rise. How high can the ceiling get this year with what you have seen and what the Hawks can be?
I think the biggest thing in the Hawks' favor is this. The East isn't that good. Like right now, you have maybe 2 teams playing really good in the East. Like you got Cleveland, you got Boston. And to me, in the NBA, it's Boston and everybody else. But that's a whole other podcast. But the Hawks' biggest advantage is that no one else is really balling. Like, I mean, they're 3-5, but Philly's not doing well. Indiana's not doing well. Like nobody's out here killing it outside of like outside of Boston and Cleveland. And so they had the injuries at the right time. If they can just tread water, until they get their guys back, they might be cooking with something. You never know. So I think it is a possibility. I didn't think that they were going to be a playoff team this year. I thought they were going to do another play-in team. That was my ceiling. But I mean, it's very reachable. Like right now, they're in ninth. Like Philly's 1-5, Milwaukee's 1-6, Toronto's 2-6. Like that's the Hawks' biggest advantage so far. That like no one else is killing it. Tread water till your guys get back, and then make a go of it.
Sound like the NFC South.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. All right, I said that was the last one, but I gotta ask you this one before you go. Do you trust Atlanta Hawks upper management?
No, I don't. And it's no. I think Landry's a good guy. I love Kyle Korver. And the reason I trust him is not because I don't think that they're incompetent. I just don't think that they have the pedigree, and they haven't proven to me that they can be trusted. So, and I think that goes to ownership too, and not just Landry, because Landry's only going to swing and reach as far as Tony Ressler lets him go. And I've seen over the years where Tony Ressler has refused to pay the tax. And I don't have a problem with him not paying the tax because it's his bread. I'm never going to tell a man how to spend his bread. But your unwillingness to pay the bread has put this team in a very peculiar position at certain times. And so that's not necessarily a Landry thing, but it all comes together when you look at upper management. And so, I like the signing of Jalen. I think I like them finally making the moves for DeJounte. They're making good moves, but do I have a lot of trust in them? The answer is no.
Okay. All right, man. Let everybody know where they can find your podcast, the Hawks Beat, and all the stuff that you got going on.
Can I ask you one question before you go, big homie?
Yeah, please do.
A lot of people look at Trey and their detractors and everything, but I can never put my finger on it. What is it about him that keeps him from? I know they made that run to the conference finals that year, but what does he need around him to really be a quality piece on a quality basketball team? What is the makeup of a squad? Because I'm not sure this is it. Mm-hmm. So, what type of big man does he need, or what type of running mate does he need? What type of ancillary pieces? I just don't know what it is that would really make him into a championship piece on a championship team. What do you think? What would make it there?
I think if you look at what has been successful, I think you go back to that. And so you look at what was successful with that 60-win team was they had a fairly amount of good defense, and they had shooting. They had a lot more shooting than they did now. Trey's a guy who likes to distribute, and so the spacing helps his game. The more space he gets, the more able he is to get in the lane for those teardrops, shoot into the corner, and guys who can shoot. They need to surround him with defenders and shooters, like as many as they possibly can, because when they made the run, that's what they did. And they were able to get stops at not an elite level, but they just got to be average. Like if you can get to an average defensive respectability with Trae Young, you're going to go far, because you're always going to have a top 10 defense. They're ranked 8th right now in offensive rating, and they're 3-5 and have all these injuries. And that is solely because of Trae Young, And so I think, to answer your question, you gotta surround them with shooters, and you gotta find a way to make that defense at least respectable.
But is he like, and this is no knock on him because I like Trae, but is he the reason that the defensive rating is down? Is he such a liability that he doesn't have, with that defense you're talking about, will they be able to hide him? Will they be able to cover him like they did for years with Golden State with Steph?
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of what you're talking about. Is that what we're talking about? They got to have pieces that'll be able to cover him in certain situations? Because you're gonna look for that weak link. You're gonna try to get him switched on, that matchup where he'll get taken inside and pounded or shot over the top. So is that what we're looking at? Is that what you're saying?
That's a tough call because you look at a lot of your point guards who are just not good defenders. Damian Lillard, Steph Curry, and those teams have still managed to find success in the playoffs despite those guys not being good defenders. And to be honest, I think over the last 2 years, Trey's defense has gone from terribly bad to just bad. He's making progress. I see the effort at least at times. It's still bad. It's still not good. But I see the effort. And so it's hard to say that because of him that it's going to be, the undoing. So I wouldn't go as far as to say that. I mean, it's always going to be something, but they just got to find a situation like you did with Damian Lillard, like you did with Steph Curry, who are also not good defenders, and find a way to make it work,
Okay. Is there, last one I'm asking, I know you got to get out of here. Is there a shelf life? Is there a time where people going to look and say, or the organization says, this ain't working. He is my best player, but it's time to move him because he still has value before there's no value?
Oh, definitely. That time may be coming sooner than later.
Yeah.
I think his contract situation is, I'm not sure if he has one more year and then he has an opt-in, a player option, or if this is the year and then he has a player option next year. Either way, it's close within the next 2 years. And if Trey's a smart man, he's gonna opt out because listen, you gotta get your money. You know what I mean?
Right.
Every player needs to opt out. You know what I mean? He's gonna test that market. And Trey likes the bright lights. He likes the bright lights. And I honestly think if Trey decided to go somewhere else, I think he can walk away and say, you know what? I gave Atlanta everything I had, to be honest with you. I gave them all I had. It didn't work. And now I'm going to go over here and see what I can do with this situation. So, I think that day's soon coming, brother. And I think the Hawks are trying to position themselves by locking up Jalen, by drafting Ricochet and drafting these guys who can still be serviceable in a possibility that Trae Young were to leave, they would still not be sunk. You know what I mean? So I could be wrong, but that's kind of my take on it.
I got you.
With giving Jalen Johnson the bag of $30 million a year, does that automatically make him the number 2 guy for the Hawks now?
Oh, yeah. You got the bread, brother. You know what time it is. You know what I'm saying? And the thing is, people think that when you get the money, it's going to change your game. It's not going to change your game. It just changes how you look at him. He's still going to be the same player. Now, without DeJounte, he's going to have more opportunity. And hopefully Quinn is going to put him in more situations for him to be successful. But he's still going to be the same player. But he has a great skill set. And the sky's the limit for the kid, man. It depends on how hard he works. He got to work on that 3 ball, but the sky's the limit for the kid.
He just hit a 3.
Oh, did he really?
Yeah. Boy, you lucky. Hey, man, before you leave, give me them lottery numbers for tonight.
Hey, man, if I had it, man, shoot, I'll tell you what.
Because it sounds like you own one tonight.
Hey, man, sometimes
all right, man, go ahead and let everybody know where they can find you on social media and all the digital world.
Yes, indeed. Hawks Beat. You can find us on all the social media platforms. We're even on TikTok now. Just type in Hawks Beat wherever you social media. We are shooting live after every after every Hawks game. We'll give you the ins and outs, have you in and out 30 minutes. And that's how we doing, man. This is year number 11 for us. So we kind of know what we're talking about.
Yes, we had our 11-year anniversary as well on the 28th of August. So
salute.
Yeah, we need to go to the Big E's and celebrate together.
No doubt, brother. No doubt.
Yes, sir. All right, E-Dub. I know I'm gonna leave you with this, and I think I know how to say this, and I'm gonna say it as politely as I can. You being a Tampa Bay fan, I know you would not have Kirk Cousins on your podcast no time soon.
Nah, no, sir. Hey, every man gotta have a code.
There it is.
Shout out to the wire.
There it is.
It is.
All right, E-Dub, man. Appreciate you coming on, man. We'll talk to you soon, bro.
No doubt, bro. Anytime.
All right.
Take it easy, Dub.
E-Dub, man. There it is, man. Any observation from anything that you can take away?
Yeah, I mean, he provides some great insight, man. And I just don't know. I know all the things that they're trying to do, but I just don't know
Do we?
if they truly have a plan that Trey benefits from. You know, I'm just not sure that the pieces around allow him to be able to have this team go far. But I don't know the answers. That's the thing. When I talk to people and we talk about, even with you, what does he need? What does Atlanta need to really be a contender? It's like a puzzle that I have nothing to solve it with. I don't know where the pieces go. You know what I mean? I just don't know because he's such a unique player.
If
He's a
Trey
unique player.
if Trey
Go
Young
ahead.
had Vernon Maxwell, Bruce Bowen, Steven Jackson, Robert Ory, and Clint Capella in the middle, would that be sufficient?
I mean, you called out some great names and people that are hard nosed and definitely don't back down. They go after it. So those things might help. But like I said, with Trey being such a unique player, a player that can get 30 to 40 points, but can also get you 12 to 15 assists. Maybe not in the same game, but I'm saying he has capabilities of doing that. So we see what he brings to a team. But for some reason, besides that 1 year that they went all the way to the conference finals, it has not worked. And I don't understand. I'm not sure it's because of him. That's what I'm saying. Is it because of his defensive liability? Like tonight, is it because he has, like a night tonight where he's 1 for about 7, I guess now.
Yeah, he just
But
shot that ball on the 3.
And that's what I'm saying. So is he shoot? Can he just like he can shoot you in a game? He can shoot you out of a game, I guess. But he still has what about 9? How many assists he got? About 7,
5 or 6, I
5
think.
assists. So that's the thing. He will contribute, but like I said, I just don't know what it would take for them to be what they need him to. What they need to be better
So,
as a
which leads,
contender.
which leads me to this question, and I guess I should have asked E-Dub this. Is Trey one of those guys that's hard to coach or hard to get maximized because he's such a unique guy?
That's maybe. I don't know. But wouldn't we have thought the same thing about Steph Curry? Would he have been a hard player? Or maybe it's the system. Maybe he needs to be in a more, ball movement system where he can play off the ball some. But I thought they were trying to do that when they brought in Murray, but it didn't work out.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know. It seems like his game is contingent on being ball centric. He has to have the ball in his hand, and good things happen when he has the ball in his hand, but I don't know. It's not consistent enough, I guess.
Yeah, don't equal W's. Or not
Right.
enough.
Right. It's not equaling wins.
All right. Let me get back to the chat line. Marky wanted me to let you know this. I don't know if he's talking about Travis Hunter or DeAndre Hunter.
Yeah, maybe DeAndre Hunter, but I don't think Travis has been too. I mean, he's gotten banged up, but I don't know, man. I look like he on the field a lot to me. Yeah, I mean, when you're playing offense and defense at the rate he's playing, there's gonna be some banged up. He might have more susceptibility to being hurt. He's playing so many plays. I mean, he's playing like high school. Like.
Mm-hmm. That's what else he's saying.
He's saying reminds him of Denzel Ward. We talk about him and Denzel. He talks about Denzel Ward and how he always seemed to get injured. So I think he was talking about Travis, but
okay.
I don't know. I think, like I said, the more plays he plays, the more chance he has to get injured. So
you got to tackle. You got to do this. You got to break up passes. It's a whole lot going on with that.
Yeah. I think you have to, and he's not a big guy. So, there's a possibility that he's gonna get banged up. I think he has to be about 175, 180. He don't look too much bigger than that to me.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. All right, man. Let's jump into our ballers, busters, and boy stop. How about that? Yes, sir. Oh, wait, I forgot to do my questions. One
Okay.
question for the T-shirt. Got to get my phone out. All right, here we go for the T-shirt. Some SRT gear. Here's the our number one question. How many years has Dr. Sprinkle been cancer free? Put your answer in the chat and let me know how many years has Dr. Sprinkle been cancer free. Yes, sir. Let me know what your answers are in the chat. Please don't text me because I'm not really supposed to be on the phone, but if you happen to do, I probably will look at it. All right, now with that being said, put your ballers and busters in the chat as well, so we can go ahead and get this thing going. Marta won a T-shirt, but no, not 1 year. Is that 1 year or 5? No, I think he said 5 years. I guess is that say 5? Way to the left.
I don't know. It's a small number. It might be a 5 on there.
Yeah,
I can't hardly read.
either way, it's not right. Yeah, he said 5. No, that's not correct. But all right, baller busters and boy stop. Baller busters and boy, you're a sucker. All right, here we go. My baller this week goes out to Mr. Cameron Ward. I got to pull up his stats now because he Hancock, he did his thing this week.
Yeah, he balled out.
He balled out this week, baby. Lord have mercy. I want to say it was 5 touchdown passes. I will let you know in 1 second. He's 6'2", 225 pounds.
Yeah, he's bigger than I thought. You can look at him. He's put together.
Yeah,
So
5
they can't.
touchdowns, 400 yards passing, 25 completions. And on the season, he has 29 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. Quarterback
Okay.
rating of 91.7. But this week against Lonely Duke, 5 touchdown passes, a rating of 178.3, 400-yard passing. So he is my baller this week. Mr. Cameron Ward.
Okay.
The Heisman Trophy leader, without a doubt. Except for Hancock.
Yeah.
Give me your ball.
My baller is Quadzilla, Saquon Barkley. 27 carries, 159 yards, 1 touchdown, had a 21-yard run, also had 3 receptions for 40 yards and a tutty, and a 20-yard reception. But he had the most awesome move in football this past week. And I've been watching football a long time, big homie. And I ain't never seen, and I said I ain't never seen anyone make someone miss, come out of a spin and hurdle someone backwards.
Yeah.
I don't even know how he saw it. It was the most phenomenal play that I'd seen in a long time. That was crazy. I mean, I still, it's hard to even talk about and explain to see.
You called
it
me
was
and said,
crazy.
Don't even worry about it. You'll see it on Sports Center.
I saw it, man. It was crazy, but it was one of the best runs I ever seen in my life, big on. It was actually a swing pass, but it was awesome. So he gets my baller. He would have got my baller just for the play, but his stats were outrageous. But yeah, man, that was he's sick right now. He's sick. And I'm sick that he ain't a Cowboy.
Yeah. who would you rather have, Derek or Saquon?
Derek, they both are closers now. I mean, Saquon closing games like Derek is doing, but man, I don't know, man. I mean, I think Saquon because he can provide pass catching also out of the backfield, even though Derek catches balls, but I think Saquon does it at a better clip. So I would take Saquon right now.
Okay. All right, let's go to the chat. Cuz said baller Jackson
Jackson
Dart
Dart.
515, 6 tutties. Marty,
Yeah.
Detroit Lions, and the Washington Commanders for their ballers. Okay. Yeah, Jackson Dart he went off. He said something this weekend against he played against Arkansas, right?
Yeah, sucker always go off when I don't put him on my prize pick. When I put him on prize pick, he won't do this.
Yeah,
I've taken that sucker 3 times. But yeah, he balled out this week, cuz.
he did. Yeah.
He definitely balled out.
And we thought Arkansas was all that, and they laid down like a
Yeah, man, they laid down this week. They played well the week before, but they actually laid down. Quarterback was banged up more than I thought, but that's no excuse. They just did not play well.
Mm-hmm. All right, now it's time to get for the busters. My buster this week goes out to, and I'm gonna make it quick, and I'm gonna make it, and I hope this don't offend anybody. But my buster goes out to, with all due respect, Joe Rogan and the Elon Musk interview. That's all I'm gonna say. Enough, as you would you say, Big Homie? Enough said.
Enough said, baby.
That's all. Yeah, that's it.
Enough said.
That's my buster this week.
Yeah, I'm with you, big homie. I agree with you on that, no doubt about it. And like you said, enough said. Enough said. Yeah, I'm just gonna ride with you on the bus.
Okay.
I don't think you can top that.
Yeah, but my boy, you're a sucker. Will top
Uh-uh.
Yeah. All right, put your buses in the chat so I can read them out. I don't see none right now. But if not, we'll go ahead and read of ours. Boy, you're a sucker. Bro, checking in. Trey.
What up, Trey?
Yes, sir. Bro, checking in. All right, man. This week, boy, stop, you a sucker. This goes out to, and I think I'm the only one who can say this. I don't know if you can ride with me on this one, but matter of fact, it don't matter. You can ride with me. It's my car, so you can get in. I'm a Grady baby, born and raised from the great state of Georgia. But after what has been said and done to the great state of Georgia by one particular individual, how can you make this a Valentine invitation? How can you turn this thing red? I'm just saying. So my boy, you a sucker, goes out to the great state of Georgia. Enough said.
Enough said, big homie. Enough said.
You in the car?
I'm in the car with you, man. Okay. I'm in the car with you. Yeah. I don't understand it either, man. But it is what it is. It's only in America.
But anyway, this is my biggest thing. For so long, ever since you was a little kid, people has always told you, when people show you who they are,
believe
them.
Yep, believe them. Definitely believe them, big homie.
That's where I'm confused now.
Yeah. Well, my sucker, man, is Jerry Jones and the organization of the Dallas Cowboys, man. This is pathetic for what they're doing right now and decision making that they're having at the top. You know, and it's a bad situation. It's hard being a Cowboy fan right now. Truly is. I'm not gonna stop. I'm gonna stay in there because I've been there a long time. But they get my sucker as an organization right now, and it's bad when you have to publicly call your own team out like that. But for what they're doing and the direction that they're heading, we go out and spend. Now we've sent a third round pick in for a third third tier wide receiver. I don't understand it. You gotta get Mingo for what? I mean, I don't know. I just is it making a move just to be making a move? I have no answer. So
What
Cowboys
about
get my sucker, man.
who's
They
more
get my sucker.
who's more disappointing, the Cowboys or Florida State?
It's tough, big homie. It's neck and neck. It's neck and neck. Neck and neck.
I can see that. That boy shooting them threes, that Ricky. All right, let's go to the chat. Cuz say his boy stop, and the boy you're a sucker is Le'Veon Bell.
Yeah.
And Marley right behind him. The boy stop, Jake Paul and Mike Tyson.
Hey man, I might be in the minority, but I'm looking forward to watching it, man. I ain't gonna even lie. Boxing to me is just it needs something. I'm not sure it needs this, but it's just
Is it coming there right about now?
yeah. I mean, if Tank ain't fighting or maybe Bud, other than that, man, it's lackluster. So at least this has buzz. I mean, I'm gonna watch it. I want to see it. So yeah.
I don't know if this is a boy stop or a bust, but Marky. Yeah.
Yeah, he told me that today. He told me calm down. At least I got past championships. So he's right in that respect, but it's still hard being a Cowboy fan, man.
I feel you on that. All right, let's move on to let's finish this up. We got some the college football playoffs. Jumping into our roundtable discussion right now. Let me change my banner. There we go. Roundtable discussion. 12 teams. College football rankings came out last night, big homie, and Oregon won. Ohio State is 2. Georgia 3 with Miami being 4, Tennessee being 5. Penn State 6.
How is Penn State still 6?
I'm sorry. Let me go back. Texas 5, Tennessee is 7, Penn State is 6.
How?
I have no Indiana 8, BYU 9, Notre Dame 10, and D. Will is not on, but Alabama is 11, and Boise State is 12. Now, just because they're ranked this way doesn't mean that it's going to be seeded this way. So,
right. But these rankings will change because a lot of these teams will have to play each other. They still, so the rankings are gonna change. But this goes into my point. If you're playing a tougher schedule than other teams that are not, I think it should be weighted a little different, because Penn State, to me, they showed that they're not really a good football team. They have no quarterback play.
They showed they ain't really got no real good football coach either because he can't ever win a big game.
Nah, well, that's been my point. When you and I and Slick are always talking, I say it all the time. There hadn't been a time where they've come out to me on top when they played a meaningful football game. He just can't win those type of games. And for whatever reason.
No, you do not try. I asked, did you trust Penn State? You said, man, no.
No, I don't. And I told you why. Because they don't win big games. They just don't. They do not do.
Marky said all day Ohio State. Now, how is Ohio State over Georgia?
I don't understand it either, man. I don't understand it either.
Miami 4, Texas 5. You agree? At least agree with the top 5. Oregon, Ohio State, Georgia, Miami, and Texas. That's the top 5.
Nah, I mean Oregon to me has played good football. I can't really argue with them. They've won. I'm not sure Ohio State should be ahead of from what I saw out of them. I'm not impressed with them like that. Oh my gosh, Steph. But yeah, I mean, it's so early. A lot of this is subjective. We'll see because teams will have to play each other. So it's really no point in even getting upset or making real waves about it. 2 weeks ago, what was it? 3 weeks ago was when Ohio State lost to Oregon, correct? Something like that.
Yeah.
And then they just had this win over Penn State. And I still don't understand why Penn State is just at 6. I thought they should have gone down farther than that. They didn't look impressive to me at all. Then you had 4 cracks to win the game against Ohio State and couldn't get the ball in the end zone from inside the 5. So I mean, they shouldn't have been there. They shouldn't be 6 in the country. I don't think they're the 6th best team in the country.
Right. What about are you believing in Indiana?
Ooh, I believe they could. I believe they could possibly win the Big Ten.
Their quarterback came this past week and they turned up.
Yeah, and like I said, he's going to be a dark horse mentioned for that Heisman. If it keeps going. So we'll see on him. I mean, but he's winning, man. What are the big games they have left on their schedule? That's going to be the test. I'm gonna pull them up right quick because I want to see what they have left. Because I think this was probably one of the bigger games they played. Would they play Michigan this past week? Was that who they played?
Michigan State.
Michigan State. Yeah. So looking at them, I want to see what they have left. Hold on a second, Big Ten. This ain't good. We doing this on the fly. There they are. See what they have left.
And they are undefeated.
Undefeated, but they're at Ohio State. They got Michigan this week. And we'll see if they're real or not, because Michigan is not a good football team, but it's going to be set as a big game because of the name Michigan brings. So 2 out of the next 3 weeks, they got at least big name opponents, one being Michigan, and then they go to the Horseshoe to play Ohio State. So I think that's the game where we'll tell that we'll know whether they're real or they're, fugazi.
Does Michigan go to Indiana this week?
Michigan has, they're going to Indiana.
Okay, well, Indiana go be favored then.
Yeah, definitely. So that's what I mean. I want to see what happens in that game. See if the stage is too big for them.
Mm-hmm.
But they passed all the tests so far. They made the average teams look bad. And, so you look back at what they're doing. They're not just, they're winning convincingly on all their games. It's not like they're squeaking by.
Yeah, I agree.
So maybe, we'll see. Kirk Cignetti, he talks a big game, and right now he's been backing it up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's been backing it up.
All right, let's talk about who impressed you this week in the NFL.
All right. Let's see.
Kirk Cousins. How about that? Kirk Cousins did it again. He got his beard growing, and he's kind of showing out. Make the Falcons 6-3 going into week number 10 as they get ready and prepare for the New Orleans Saints. Again, they go to New Orleans this week and play the Saints at 1:00. They can be 7-3 and put a whole bunch of distance in between their division. So
they could. You're right. They could really, really distance themselves. And, I always said, like I said, I don't think that they're a very good football team, but they've won games that, you can't argue with being successful. And they've been that way. They've had opportunities, and with those opportunities, they've capitalized and won these games. So what happens, we'll see if that continues. But right now, I can't say anything other than they've beaten the teams on their schedule, and anytime there's been an opportunity where somebody's left the door open, they come through the door, and that's part of winning. You have to beat the teams on your schedule. Philadelphia left the door open, they walked through it. Tampa Bay left the door open, they walked through it. New Orleans left the door open here in Atlanta with the turnovers, or whatever, and they walked through it. So in the past, we've seen Falcons teams with those opportunities not be able to close the deal. So in saying all that, big homie, you have to respect that they've been able to push through and win those games. So I tip my hat in that way that they won those games, and now they're sitting at 6-3. Good record,
Trade that
real good record.
trade deadline
Seven
come
and
and
three,
gone. No, they 6-3.
6-3. I'm sorry.
6-3. Trade deadline has come and gone. The Falcons didn't make a move. Were you surprised, shocked, or what?
Yeah, I thought they might make a move for some type of DN or rush in to help solidify that because they're still not getting a lot of pressure on the quarterback. So, still, they brought Judon in here and they thought that was going to be the end all be all, but it really hadn't materialized. Even though I think they got to Dak about 3 or 4 times
Yeah,
this past week.
Yeah, 3 times.
Yeah, so that was good, but that's been the whole key, that can they get pressure because they have a great secondary, with the 2 safeties really do a lot for them. And, they play well, so we'll see. I thought, like you said, that I thought they would make a move going into the deadline with the way they've been playing because I think they still needed somebody to put pressure on the quarterback. But, hey, can't argue with 6-3, man.
Yeah,
At this point, when you ask people that are real Falcons fans, did they think they'd be here? Not the delusional ones, but the true fans that say, I'm not sure how good we are. Did you think they'd be 6-3 at this point?
No.
And that's what I mean. So you have to take that and be happy.
Yeah. All right, cuz asking you what you think about it. Steelers making a move for Mike Williams, I guess. Yeah.
Well, we'll see. Is he healthy? He was a talented wide receiver with the Chargers, but he was just kind of languishing there in New York, not really being a benefit on them. What does he have left? I think in the Steelers system, they're a defensive football team. The one good thing Mike did with the Chargers was go deep. And what Russell does well is throw the ball. He throws a great deep ball. So if Mike can get back to any kind of form he had when he was really Mike Williams, I think it'd be a good pickup because now you solidified the opposite side. They were running their second receivers like Calvin Austin, more, a smaller wide receiver who really I think is better in the slot, but he was kind of like having the balance with Pickens. Now you have 2 guys that can definitely go deep and give Russell a bigger target in the intermediate area. So, yeah, I like it. I think it's a good pickup. Hopefully, for their sake, he can step up and make plays for them. So, I'm not mad at it. It's a good pickup for the Steelers.
Detroit with Hutchinson out for the year, they go out and get Zadarius Smith.
Right.
Are they Super Bowl bound now, or will they be in New Orleans?
At this point, I have them in Kansas City meeting in the Super Bowl. Those are my 2 picks. I didn't start the year that way or whatever, but if you're asking me right now, those are 2 teams that I think could possibly meet for it all. I think this helps. Hutchinson was unblockable. If you watched him this year, they couldn't block this dude. So getting somebody that can help get pressure on the quarterback, I think it's a good move. You can get Zadarius Smith and not have to give up a lot and still not tear up, your team for the future. I think it's a good move. He's familiar with the NFC. He played, with some teams here, and then I think with Green Bay at the time. Yeah, so he's familiar with this division and what they do. So yeah, it'd be great. That's a great move, I think.
All right, Cuz got one on saying the Chiefs got to steal by getting hot.
No doubt about it. You get a guy that was all pro for years, was a top wide receiver for years, at two different organizations. And now to have a quarterback like Patrick Mahomes and what he lost in maybe a step in speed and quickness or whatever, he still can catch the football. And he proved that last week. The other night in the game, we saw him 2 touchdowns, making big plays, and just getting on the same page with Patrick. Now he's getting on the same page with him. I think it was an awesome pickup, and it solidified them to me now with a bona fide go-to wide receiver. Not only do you have that tight end, now you got a guy that can make plays for you in crucial situations, keep the chains moving. You and I always talked about that, and my thing had always been, can you keep those chains moving? You got a guy that can move chains right now.
Yeah. All right, going back to Kansas City, my question is, let me pull it up here. Is Kansas City for real? Are they really good, or have the ref bailed them out the whole season?
Yeah, I mean, there probably have been some questionable calls that they've been able to get away and whatever, but they're good, man. I mean, they win ball games. They know how to win, and they're prepared. So anytime you have preparation, if and you're able to come through in those situations. Patrick
Yeah,
Mahomes different. He's different,
yeah,
man.
he's
I mean, I
different. But
mean
when I saw the game against Tampa, when it got crucial, them yellow flags started coming out.
yeah. Well, I mean, that's throughout history of the NFL. The teams like that gonna get that whistle. And I agree with you. I think they benefited from some questionable calls. I mean, there's always been the YouTube police. They'll show holding, but yeah, they hold for a lot of teams. And we've seen flags come out in certain situations for a lot of different teams. But either I'm not gonna poo-poo what you're saying. I know there have been questionable calls. They have been, no doubt about it. They got one here against the Falcons. So
Mhm.
it is what it is. But that's what happens when you constantly are out there and you're in the big games. You're in the big games for a reason. Everybody wants to see the Chiefs in the playoffs, so they're gonna get that favorable whistle.
So if they don't get the flag or the whistle at a crucial time, then Vegas wins, right? You
Well, Vegas, Vegas,
see where I'm going with that?
Vegas gonna win. I mean, I challenge people to even look at what happened a few weeks when, if you want to talk about Vegas winning, a couple of weeks back, the 49ers were playing and the running back Mason got hurt in the first half. And I think it was a lot of money on whether he would get his yards or whatever. So he got hurt. Now in prize picks, if the guy gets hurt and he doesn't play in the second half, they do what's called a reboot, where that particular leg doesn't count. Where in this game, the 49ers brought him back out and let him run the ball one time and then took him back out of the game. In essence, what that did was say he played in the second half. So Prospect didn't have to pay out the money on that bet. They didn't have to reboot him. So he became a loss instead of a reboot. So a lot of people lost money. You understand what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
that lets you know they're still in bed with gambling. The NFL can make calls. And they made call to the 49ers and say he needs to play at least one play. These people are sponsoring these leagues for a reason. This stuff it's fixed, it's set. You just make sure you're on the right side. Because there was no reason for them to let him come out and play one play if he wasn't going to play the second half, other than you didn't want the DMP on prize picks.
Yeah, I agree with that for sure.
Watch your money. So that's all I'm saying. Watch your money.
All right, last in our roundtable discussion, who did not look good for you?
This past week,
Yeah.
I'm worried about the Dolphins. I'm worried about well, the Cowboys definitely didn't look good, so we know that. Um, even the Eagles, even though they won, the way they're winning, they let the Jaguars get back in the football game. So with that, I was kind of they kind of looked a little funny about them. They don't look like a dominant team. They make mistakes, and it seems like they're starting to be a little more injury prone. They get Devontae back, and now AJ's hurt again. So, and we know the history of what's been on with Saquon, where he's had injury problems this year. Though he's been, he's met the challenge and been at every game. So the Packers look like they're leaking oil a little bit, and the Bears. I think there was a lot made of how they had this little win streak going and they look good, but they've dropped two in a row. I think they had kind of a hangover from that Hail Mary that they had against Washington. I think that kind of defeated them again in this game where they didn't show up. They got beat 29-9. And I think it's some internal problems. Did you see the way DJ Moore got off the field during a play where he didn't even complete the play?
Yeah.
They say he had a little hand or whatever, but it's just the body language of them. I don't think he didn't want Justin Fields to leave. He wanted Justin back, and he even mentioned that. And I don't think that he's on the same page with Caleb Williams. So it's a little turmoil in the house fighting there. So teams that I'd be worried about is them because and for a minute they had a legit chance at least making the playoffs, but with those two drops, at that time they were 4-2. And now they're at 500 back-to-back losses. So, they're kind of leaking oil a little bit.
All right, bro. That's going to end our roundtable discussion. You got any games you're looking forward to this week other than?
Well, we'll talk about them, I guess, after the show because we're gonna do our little nightly nightcap. With Big Homie. So we'll talk about some of those now. I wrote down a few of them. I don't know if I brought them home, but anyway, I got some we can go over there. So it's some good games I think this weekend. What game that used to be a good one was Dallas Philly, but this will be a one-sided affair. So if you got fruit cups, go ahead and pounce on Philly right now. Pour it on. I think the big game this week is probably Pittsburgh, Washington. That should be a good one.
Pittsburgh, Washington.
Yeah, kind of looking forward to that one.
Yeah.
That might be the best game this week.
New Orleans fired their coach the week before they faced the Falcons. You jumping all over the Falcons this week, or is this a setup?
Well, one thing that happens a lot of times when coaches get fired, teams play better. If you go back and watch, that team for some reason comes out the next week, and sometimes later, you think back what happened with the Raiders last year. When they fired their coach, and then they kind of played well the rest of the way. So New Orleans has a lot of injuries that kind of derailed most of their season. You remember they started off well, but sometimes, like I said, when that head coach goes away, things change. So let's see what happens.
All right, so let's make sure we give a shout out and prayers to the great Quincy Jones.
Yeah, Q going on in.
Yeah. Make sure we send out SRT prayers and condolences for that.
No doubt. No doubt about it.
Mm-hmm.
Musical legend. Quincy Jones. Yeah, no doubt.
Any members of Quincy Jones that you got? And I know you.
I mean, Quincy just was behind a lot of music that sometimes we took for granted, like doing the Sampling Son thing. That's one of your favorite shows.
Yes, sir.
So and then being the man behind one of the biggest
lyrics or nothing, just music.
And when being the man behind one of the biggest albums of all time in Thriller, producing that with Mike. So yeah, just You look at what he's done and what he's been behind. The We Are the World. Putting that together, being the man behind that. So Quincy Jones, will go down in history as one of the greatest producers of music of all time.
All right, our 3-point shot coming up, and here we go.
Let's get
3-point
it.
shot. All right. This may be a little difficult, but let's see. If you had to pick one of these guys to see over and over again to do this one shot, George Gervin, Clyde Drexler, James Worthy.
Do his one shot.
The finger roll.
Oh, okay. You said Gervin?
Do we need to stop right there?
Yeah, it had to be Ice with the finger roll. Even though I did love the way Clyde used to glide. I never will forget the time he took off and jumped over Andre Turner in the tournament. Man, it was ridiculous. He just, it looked like he was flying, man, when he jumped over Dre. Dre couldn't even get there to take the charge. He flew over the top of. But yeah, if you're gonna talk about finger roll, it's got to be Gervin, man. Ain't nobody do it better.
Okay. All right, who you got your money on in this race? Darrell Green, Deion Sanders, Tyreek Hill.
We're running 100.
We're gonna run the 40 and 100.
Run the 40. Whew. The way Cheetah can start, I'd probably take Cheetah in the 40. In the 100, probably be Darrell Green. I think Prime was fast. Don't get me wrong, but I think I'd go with Darrell Green in the 100.
In 100.
Yeah, I'd probably go Darrell Green in the 100.
All right, in their prime, who are you going to pay your money for? This last one. Muhammad Ali, Mike Tyson, Sugar Ray Leonard.
Man, it's tough one that big, homie. That's real tough. That's real tough. The only reason I probably wouldn't take Mike because the fight wouldn't last long when he was in his prime. Yeah. So I think Ali and Sugar probably put on the best show because of what they could do, the showmanship in the ring. So if I'm going for the show, man, I'd have to go with the originator, and that would be Ali.
Putting your money on Ali.
Yeah, I'd have to go. I'd have to. Now they're not fighting each other, right? You weren't talking about fighting each other.
No. They're not fighting each other.
Yeah, but
you had to pay to go see whatever fight. Who are you gonna pay to see?
Yeah, I'm probably going to see Ali, man.
Going to see Ali.
Yeah, I think I'm going to see Ali.
In their prime.
Yeah, in their prime.
Okay.
Yeah.
No slack to Sugar Ray or
no doubt. Yeah, hey man, Sugar was that man. He was that dude, because the that division when he was fighting was probably the preeminent division. Heavyweights were good. Everybody did want to see heavyweights, but man, when you had Hagler, Hearns, Sugar Ray Leonard, Benitez, or Fredo Benitez, all those people, man, in that prime, man, you had that division was something else, man. So boxing, and he was kind of standing head and shoulders as the guy, in that weight class, around that weight class. So yeah, I don't get me wrong, I love Sugar Ray Leonard. He was the dude.
All right, this is my last one for real. You got a perfect game going. You need 3 outs, but you need 3 strikeouts to end the game. Nolan Ryan, who you put your money on? Nolan Ryan, J.R. Richards, Roger Clemens, Dwight Gooden.
I need 3 strikeouts.
3. You need 3 straight strikeouts.
Woo! I might go Doc. Ooh, but Doc was right. That's tough one though, man.
All of them in their prime.
All of them in their prime. That's tough one, man. God, that's tough.
Yeah. I'm gonna repeat them. Nolan Ryan, J.R. Richards, Doc Gooden, Roger Clemens. You need to strike out.
I guess I'm just partial to Doc because I was a Met fan at that time, man, watching them play. So I'm taking Doc. I saw Doc come in an All-Star game and get 3 strikeouts. So against the best. So yeah. I'm going Doc. Doc good.
Cuz say he going J.R. Richards.
That's a good one now.
Yeah, that's a good one.
People don't remember JR before the stroke, boy. He was something serious.
He was something definitely serious, for sure.
The hell, Nolan Ryan was too big on. I mean, you named some folks then. Roger Clemens, Rocket Rock, man. It was a bad boy.
Yeah, for sure. I already know. All right, man. It's gonna put a little flavor to your ear because that's gonna do it for Sports Roundtable tonight. Let me see, we still getting comments. Mike Scott went in the discussion, but Mike Scott was a good pitcher as well. But J.R. Richards was probably the Astros' best pitcher of all time.
He was one of them, no doubt.
Yeah.
You didn't mention Bob Gibson either, so.
Yeah, a lot of people didn't see Bob though.
Nah.
Should I have put Kerry Wood in there?
He was nice in his time. Definitely was. And we probably could have put Mariano Rivera in there, even though he was coming out of that bullpen. When he came in to close the door, you go ahead and lock it down.
Yeah, he did. He closed the door. He knocked it down for sure. All right, man, that's going to end the show, man. And we appreciate y'all tuning in for another great episode. And my last, I do got one question. What school did Dr. Sprinkle's son attend right now? So
did they get it another thing out of the chat?
No, I got 5 and that was it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so the 2 questions are, how many years has Dr. Sprinkle been cancer free? And what school does our son Trey Goodman go to right now? And he's a wide receiver at a Division I college. Shout out to everybody tuning in. Shout out to Big Homie coming through. Shout out to D Will. Shout out to everybody tuning in. Bob, Coach, and all of them. Yes, sir. Coach said Zach Edey, baby. 25 and 14, he said, man.
Tell Coach and let me know when he makes 6 and 3. Yeah, don't tell me about just the 1 or 2 guys. I told Slick the same thing today. My phone worked the other way too when he ain't scoring 25. Talk to me too. Yeah, what he doing tonight? Ask Coach what he doing tonight.
I think Coach left him.
Oh, okay.
Let me see if I can pull it up.
I looked up early. He had 4 points.
Yeah, 4 points.
That was what I looked earlier.
All right, while I look that up, go ahead and give me a shout out, Big Homie.
Yeah, Big Homie, just shout out to the tennis, man, and appreciate them checking in, rocking with us, man, keeping us on our toes, even though I don't know what they were talking about eating crow about Colorado. But anyway, I appreciate you listening. But anyway, man, I hope everybody has a good week leading into next week. And we're going to ride and do this thing again next week, Big Homie.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. As always, bro. Yeah, man. So, yep, I didn't see the score that, I'm looking at the Boston score right now.
Hold on, I'll tell you in a second. I just picked it up. Zach Edey, 6 points, 2 turnovers, 1 personal foul. Got 6 rebounds, though. 6.6 rebounds in the second quarter.
Okay, yeah, I see it now. Have you had a chance to see Cooper Flag yet?
Still hadn't seen him, big homie. I will give a chance to check him out, though. I look forward to looking at him.
They play Friday night.
Okay. Should I put something on Prize Picks for him?
I'm gonna tell you who you go put some on his freshman buddy, Con Knuffle. Hancock. I'm telling you, he's the sleeper of the draft. He's a sleeper of college basketball this year. He was number 7. He played like an old man dude in the rec league. But he don't miss no threes now. He's a shooter.
All right.
From Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And straight fill it up. Yeah, 22.5 threes in the opening game. Cooper Flag had 18 with no threes, but yeah, his defensive, the motor and all that was gone. He had a sensational dunk down the middle. He had a steal and a breakaway dunk. But he the real deal.
Yeah, from the highlights I've seen of him, I think he is the real deal.
Yeah, they say OKC or somebody like that may get him. I don't know OKC go get him. They undefeated right now, right?
Yeah.
How you think they go fare out? Do you think they're the best team in the West right now?
Right now, they're the best team in the West. From what I've seen, it's unquestioned. They are the best team in the West right now. I don't even think it's. Yeah, I think they are definitely the best team in the West.
Gotcha. All right, big homie. With that being said, give me about 30 minutes and I'll give you a holler and we can go over our picks.
Sound good, big homie. Let's do it.
All right, big homie. Let's go ahead and let's get out of here. Let's go.
Boogie! I'm headed home, baby.
It's your main man, H.O. from Bankhead. R.I.P. Moms and Pops. R.I.P. BC. And if you love the show,
tell a friend.
And if you didn't,
Lord help us.
Yes. And we out. Peace.
Peace.